I sit here in the quiet of my modern little room, staring at the screen where the waterfall blooms. I pulled down the old logbook from the shelf tonight. Dust on the cover, pages yellow by time's cruel light. There in careful ink, the call signs of friends I knew, laughing voices on the air, strong signals breaking through. We'd crowd in the shack, coffee steaming in the cold, glow of vacuum tubes painting everything in gold. Crackle of AM, stories swapping late into the dawn. Building Heathgate side by side, singing our radio song. Stockgate.com, stockgate.com, Facebook.com. Oh, they're gone now, silent keys in the night, one by one, fading out of sight. The paper holds their names, but not their voices anymore. Friends I shared the bands with, walking through that final door. The glow is dimming, the crackles turn to silence in this empty shack. I'm left with just remembrance, 73 to the ones who taught me how to fly. Silent keys, goodbye. Remember Tommy's laugh when the pileup called his call, or how Bill could pull a whisper through the noise floor wall. We'd string up wires together, climb the roof in summer heat, solder irons glowing, making magic from a kit complete. Late night raptures about life, love, and the world we'd spin, dreaming on the short wave where the real adventure begins. But the years keep turning, taking more with every page. Now the logbook's full of ghosts from a golden age. Play follows, carnalbands.com, flickr.com. Oh, they're gone now, silent keys in the night, one by one, fading out of sight. The paper holds their names, but not their voices anymore. Friends I shared the bands with, walking through that final door. The glow is dimming, the crackles turn to silence in this empty shack. I'm left with just remembrance, 73 to the ones who taught me how to fly. Silent keys, goodbye. Fire up the old rig sometimes just to hear the hum, but the bands feel colder now, like the warmth has come undone. No more hey old man crackling through the static sea, no familiar fists on CW, no one calling me. The new ops are fine with their digital screens so bright, but they never knew the magic of a tube-lit winter night, when friends filled the airwaves and the world felt close and kind. Now it's just echoes in my mind. I trace their call signs slowly with a trembling hand, wondering how time slipped away like grains of sand. We thought we'd be forever, chasing DX till the end, but the final 7th and 3 came sooner than we planned. If there's a big shack in the sky, I hope they're rag true and still, with tubes forever glowing and signals strong at will. Garsham radio, org, Facebook.com. So I'll keep the logbook open, let the memories breathe. Turn the pages gently, though it makes my poor heart grieve. For the friends who showed me wonder in a world of waving sky, who built this hobby with me before they said goodbye. Maybe someday I'll join them when my own key goes still. Till then I'll keep listening, I know I always will. Oh, they're gone now, silent keys in the night, but in my heart they're still burning bright. The paper holds their names and I'll speak them when I pray. For the friends who lit the shack in their warm and gentle way. The glow may fade, the crackle turn to silence, but love like ours defies the year's defiance. 7 and 3, my brothers, till we meet again someday. Silent keys, but never far away. Yeah, silent keys in the logbook blue. 7 keys, old friends, I still hear you.
All right, and there we go. A song that I wrote about 3 weeks ago called Silent Key. And I like that one. And when I say I wrote it, I had a lot of help with AI. Anyway, all right, so there you go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Starship Adventures, broadcasting live tonight from Starship Studios in North Fort Myers, Florida. And we are broadcasting live tonight over YouTube, the world's largest broadcast platform. And we are glass all the way to the net, baby. All right, I'm glad everybody's here tonight. This is going to be a fun night. We've got a few things going on. There is a big meeting going on right now, and I'm trying to get some information as to what is going on with the meeting. So since we're here, and it looks like it just started when we started. So let me go back over here. Let me turn my camera on and get this going here. There it goes. Okay, let's go back over here. And this is the meeting that's going on. Let's listen in for a minute and see what's going on.
Yep.
We have folks who probably...
Yeah, I know, Helmet. I saw that. I saw that. So I'm...
The core thing I'm going to ask of you this evening is that we appropriately and through a sense of making sure that everybody has their opportunity to say what they need to say and what to say, and allow the council to do its deliberation is going to be critical. So with that said, I'm asking you to ensure that we don't have outbursts.
Robert Jordan.
To kind of listen to comments. We've said these things, we've read them, and then have an opportunity to deliberate and have this discourse with the council. So, with that said, that's what I'm asking you. If at any point,
I think I'm getting an
has
idea
outburst,
here.
I'm going to please ask you to allow us to do what we came here to do, and that's have our business meeting. Now, with all of that said, again, we appreciate the opportunity to listen to our community. That's
All right, we're going to dip back in on this, but apparently, I don't know. This is weird. It seems like they're trying to do something where they're going to try to block ICE from enforcing federal laws within their city. I got some bad news for them. You can't do that. You just can't do that. I don't think they get it. I'm not getting much information on that. If anybody knows anything about it, let me know. Yeah, most of the reason that nothing is affordable right now is because of all the things the government has done to try to make things more affordable right now. Yeah, I don't mean to sound like a dick, but that's exactly what it is. Every time the government does price controls, minimum wage, every time the government steps in and does rent control, and they step in and they do all these different plans and everything, and all this overregulation and everything else, and they're doing it all in the name of bringing the cost down, and they end up driving the cost up. And you know, you think I'm crazy, but this is what they do all the time. Look at the Inflation Reduction Act. Do you know the Inflation Reduction Act is now being blamed for doubling our inflation during the Biden administration? That's one of the biggest culprits that there was in creating our entire inflation across the board in this country. Half of that inflation was caused by that horrible bill that they put together, and they called it the Inflation Reduction Act. All it was a handout. It was a handout. But where did it do? Well, it drove up inflation. The government, they're stupid or something. It's like what you're doing doesn't work. And then you call it what it's not going to do. They knew that thing wasn't going to reduce one bit of inflation. In fact, if you just look at it, it was going to raise inflation. It was going to make inflation drive sky high. So to call it the Inflation Reduction Act is ridiculous. It's like, it's the same thing. We don't call abortion, we call it pro-choice. You know, we've always got these pleasant little things that we call things. I get tired of the language, you know? Call it what it is, and then if it's still good, then it's good. Yeah, that is the supremacy clause. You are correct, Bill. States can do whatever states want to do as long as it fits within the federal guidelines. We are still part of a bigger country. Yeah. Well, of course, it all comes down to the money. It all comes down to the money. All right, so then let's see what else is going on. Venezuela's going to immediately hand us 50 million barrels of oil. That's crazy that they got that much oil just sitting around. I don't know what's up with that. There's a Minnesota hotel that has told ICE agents they cannot stay there. They don't want ICE agents staying in their hotel. So, and this was the Hampton Inn Lakeville. And already Trump has now banned any federal agent or any federal officer, any federal person that's being reimbursed from ever staying at this hotel. But further than that, Hampton just pulled their name off the front of it. The Hilton company just pulled Hampton right off the front of it. What is wrong with people? You're renting rooms. Rent rooms. You don't need to get politically involved. You know, businesses need to be very careful getting politically involved. You know, down here in Fort Myers, it's a little bit different. We've got businesses that their entire business model is being conservative. That works down here, but it doesn't work in a lot of other places. You know, we got a guy down here that he's got like he owns a restaurant, and he loves our station. He's got like the Trump on the side of his car and shit. And I mean, you know, some people embrace it, but most people, like if you're a hotel, especially if you're a franchise for a larger hotel name like Hilton and Hampton, you would probably not want to go pissing your Wheaties right like that. Because what's happened now is, instead of just doing your job, which is renting rooms, you decided to use your business, which is a franchise for a hotel chain, as a bully pulpit, and get up there and you can say what you want, and you're going to deny those ICE agents, because you know what happened? They went right next door to your competitor, okay? and they got rooms there, and they're getting the federal money. Idiots. Idiots. Do you really think you hurt these guys? Do you really think you saved one person from being deported, one illegal from being deported? Do you really think you did? Do you think your stand really meant anything? Now you've lost your franchise. You've probably lost a shitload of business already, I can only imagine. And your competitor got the business, got the work, and now federal agencies cannot even stay at your place going forward. So I wonder about people like that. It's like, you have the right, they have every right to not let ICE stay there. They do, but they have to face the consequences of that decision. Paris Hilton doesn't care. Hey, what's up? Canna Club, Bill. Hello, everybody. Deploribus. Hey, Heath, what's going on? Yeah, the F around and find out. That's right. Fafo. Let's see. Good evening, Victor. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Junior, what's up? I'm trying to get everybody here. Hey, Florida Life in the sun. What's going on? I got the Florida Life in the sun, but I stay inside mostly. Although this time of year, we've had some nice weather. We get 6 months of really nice weather, and then 6 months of sweat box. Yeah, isn't that great, Deploribus? Yeah, all these defund the police people are the first ones to yell, hey, we need the police. Anyway, I know a few of the videos are duping. This is what I have, guys. This is the coverage that's going on. These guys are compositing up. By the way, the middle one there is Portland Andy, which I always make sure I give him credit, Portland Andy. And the other one, let me get the other one for you. Hold on. What's wrong, Eddie? What happened? What are you yelling about? Come say hi to everybody since you're here. It's Eddie. He was yelling at the door. Anyway, this is MDG Gaming. MDG Gaming. And he's compositing up videos off of the different social media sites, which is something that I can't really do on the fly. So I let these guys help me out, as they also scrape stuff off of me sometimes too. So it is what it is. It's all fair use. Besides, I promote Portland Andy because I like him. I like what he does, and this other guy too. If he's going to be doing this kind of stuff, I love to promote people that are helping out like that. All right, so I guess that's what we got. Let me see here. I got a few more things we're going to get to in just a second. Why is that? Holy shit. It's like people racing down my road and shit. I don't even know what's going on out there. I probably don't want to know. There is another story I want to get to tonight. I guess we'll do it now if I can find it here real quick. I had it saved. Let me see. Oh, I know where it's at. It's on the call screen. There it is. Okay, yeah, let me pull this up here, and there it is. I got the link right here. Okay, now, I'm going to warn you guys, I hate doing stories like this in a way. But I also feel like it's not journalistically responsible to not do it. So I'm going to do it. Please don't hate me. If you like the McDonald's McRib, go find something else to watch for 12 minutes and come back. McDonald's is now being hit with a lawsuit claiming the McRib actually contains no rib meat at all. 4 plaintiffs allege the cult favorite sandwich uses ground pork shoulder and heart and entrails instead of actual rib meat. McDonald's is facing a class action lawsuit that accuses the fast food giant of deceiving its customers about what meat is actually inside the McRib. The lawsuit, filed by 4 plaintiffs in U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois last week, alleges that McRib does not contain any actual pork rib meat at all, despite its advertising. McDonald's says the claims are meritless. They're without meat, maybe. I don't know. In the suit, the plaintiff argues that despite its name, I hate when it skips like that. Despite its name and distinctive shape, its meat patty has been deliberately crafted to resemble a rack of pork ribs. Yeah, but that never fooled anybody, I don't think, but okay. The meat patties are instead made up of ground up portions of lower grade pork products, such as entralia, that's guts, pork, shoulder, heart, tripe, that's stomach lining, and scalded stomach, whatever the hell that is, according to the lawsuit. The sandwich, which returned to menus at certain McDonald's in November, is described by the company as seasoned boneless pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce topped with slivered onions and tangy pickles, all served on a toasted home-style bun. The sandwich has cultivated a significant following from fans who eagerly await its return to menus. It debuted in 1981, but was removed from the regular menu in the early 2000s. Since then, it returned only as a limited time offering. Lawsuit argued that the company's use of the term McRib amounts to a deliberate sleight of hand, and that because of the marketing, consumers expect pork rib meat, which is prized by consumers for its high fat content and rich flavor. By including the word rib in the name of the sandwich, McDonald's knowingly markets the sandwich in a way that deceives reasonable customers who reasonably but mistakenly believe that a product named the McRib will include at least some meaningful quality of actual rib meat. According to the lawsuit, McDonald's stock down 3.81%. Down 3.81, a change of 1.19%. But McDonald's argued that the lawsuit distorts the facts. McDonald's says it has always been transparent about our ingredients. Really? I don't ever remember walking in there and seeing the McRib sandwich contains entrails. Do you guys remember that one? Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have a Muslim warning on it, to be honest with you. It starts with 100% seasoned boneless pork dipped into a tangy barbecue sauce. Yeah, it sure does. Seasoned boneless pork. That's the whole pig except the bones. I mean, come on. Food quality and safety are at the heart of everything we do. That's why we recommend to using real quality ingredients over our entire menu. Our fan favorite McRib sandwich is made from 100% pork sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S. There are no hearts, tripe, or scalded stomach used in the McRib patty, as falsely alleged in the lawsuit. So it's fair to note here that McDonald's is fighting back, and they're fighting this in court, and they're saying that it's bullshit. So I give you both sides of it, okay? I don't want to seem one-sided here. Lawsuit. McDonald's is unequivocally denying that those things are in their meat. And I don't know how much they're going to be able to prove or disprove. What will end up happening is they'll end up what they'll do is they'll file a lawsuit, and then once the lawsuit's filed, now they can subpoena things. Now that the lawsuit's filed, the first thing they'll do is subpoena the pork patty supplier that supplies the McRib to the McDonald's in that region, and they will go there and they will do a subpoena to that pork production facility, and that will include the manifest of exactly what is in the pork patties, and from there that would probably be the crux of the case, a lot of it right there. When this meeting is over, this is expected to spill back outside. So I'm going to stay with these shots. Like I said, the middle one up there is Portland Andy. That Fox in the upper left, that's their internet Fox News. And then Times Square, that square is available if we need it as well. So I'm looking, we'll watch. I'm going to look again here in just a minute and see if anything else has come up. But anyway, that was just a story on Fox Business that I wanted to bring you guys. I thought it was very interesting. Very interesting. Well, the people I sent those creations we did last night to, they thought they were great. So that was a lot of fun last night. I stayed up an extra hour. I'm not doing that tonight. I'm very tired tonight. My throat is about gone. So I need to just do probably about an hour and a half or so and get off. Well, Victor, if they do a subpoena, and we're talking about the plaintiffs here, do a subpoena, and they subpoena the pork production company, and the pork production company comes back with a certified report from their whatever, however you're going to get that, and it comes back and they prove that, hey, look, we don't put that bullshit in our patties. Sorry. That makes their case becomes very weak. And that might be the end of it. Sometimes you file a lawsuit to get the subpoena power, and then once you get the subpoena power, you learn that you really don't have that good of a lawsuit, and you just drop it. But it gave you the authority and the power you needed to subpoena records that were necessary for what was going to be a court trial. So there you go. I hope that helps. A lot of times, like I said, they're literally just getting the horsepower by filing suit. They're getting the horsepower they need to do whatever it is they need to do. And a lot of times it's find out something from a producer or something like that. Man, this AC is only 2 years old, and I swear it's not sounding that great. You know what? I've actually had those before, Fisherman's Friend lounges. I think they do have them here at our Walmart. I don't use lozenges that much, but they do work. Yes, I did send Trey and Kat those pictures. That same link I sent you. Oh, they thought they were awesome. They thought they were awesome. And they are. They really were. I was so totally impressed with them last night. I think the neatest part of the whole thing was just the fact that I got it down to where all I was really doing was typing one thing. That was it. All I had to do, literally, was just type one thing. So anyway, I made a viewer page. I'm not giving it out publicly, but I made a little viewer page so that everybody could see the pictures. I'll tell you what I'll do for you guys here in just a second. I'm going to show you these pictures. I'm going to do it in a way I can just scroll through them and you guys can check them out real quick. A lot of these we made last night. Some of these other ones I made over the course of the last week. But anyway, here you go. These are some of the pictures that we made last night. There's Adam 12. We made that one last night. And Dragnet. I think Buck Rogers was the day before. And then, yeah, there's TJ Hooker, of course. And I love this one. This is Tim Walz, the birthday clown. And no one's really having a good day today. Really bad day for the Democrats. They got a beautiful little cake there with donkeys on it, or asses, whatever you want to call them. And there they got the world's best birthday clown, and he has got the jazz hands going, and they just don't care. They're all a bunch of sour pusses. Come on, guys, don't be like that. Anyway. So anyway, I'm just going to scroll down and show you some of these really cool ones. You can see there we were doing some movie posters. We also did a couple scenes from Seinfeld. There's Trey playing Jerry. And I'm playing George, of course. Couldn't have that any other way, could we? Some of these came out so funny I couldn't stand it last night. Look at that. Is that not fuck? That's just hilarious. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, these came out really good last night. I sent these to them, and they were just howling. Oh, look at this. Look at this ragtag fugitive fleet. And they're all mad at Tim Walz because he's the one that really screwed it up for all of them. But they still let him come aboard their little ship here. Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, there's Twister. There's Airplane. Oh my God, Airplane. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Yeah, I'm going to come out with some merch. It'll be a while before I do any kind of memberships or anything, but merch is something I'm going to probably do within the next 3 months. The radio station's first. It's about 50% done. And then after that, I'm definitely going to be moving in the direction of merchandising. What about this one? Jaws 24. This time it's just too much. Oh God, I cut myself up. This is great. Look at this mash. Oh my God, this shit's funny, dude. Are you kidding me? Anyway, so yeah, we did a bunch of these. This is the one Heath likes the best. Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke. I already look like Cheech Marin anyway, so it wasn't much of a change. People say when I laugh, really, my face is in like a laughing mode, that I look just like him. So there you go. This was hilarious. I pulled this one up at work today, and I told Katrina, I said, say, get off my ass! She says, I'm not doing Cartman. I don't care what you say. I'm not doing it. All right. Hill Street Blues. You guys remember that show? That was pretty good. Hey, be careful out there. Team America World Police. America, F yeah. Fighting today to save the MFing world, yeah. I can't play it. I'll get hit with a copyright. You want a big coffee mug? Yeah, I'm gonna do some just like the really nice like logo mugs and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. There's no reason not to do it because I don't have to like buy 100 of them and have them sit here in the studio. It's all, at least for the first year, will be all drop ship. But I am looking at some options. You know, we were in the mall. We were in the mall, and there was these people there selling these beautiful laser wood carvings, and they were like a big piece of wood about this big, 10 or 12 inches wide. It was like a disc cut from a tree. You know, they had like a big tree and they just and they got like 50 of these discs, and then they put it in this machine and it laser etches people's faces on it and pictures. And I was impressed. The pictures look really clean. They're really neat. And then I got looking at this piece of equipment and I'm like, you know what? They're wanting to charge my mom $135 for a 12-inch one. She wants to get one for my brother and his wife, one for me, and one for each of my two nephews with their wives or girlfriends. And so it was going to end up like, she's like, I'm going to buy 4 of them. I said, wait a minute, you're up to $600. She goes, yeah. I said, I'm going to see how much it costs to buy the machine. I'm going to check. If it's $1,500 or something for the machine, then it is what it is. But I have several times in the past wanted something and realized that for just a little bit more you can buy the damn thing that makes it. Yeah, I want to do an embroidered shirt too. I'm going to do shirts and here's the thing. There's companies out there now that you can put your logo on a whole bunch of stuff, and then they make it up as you need it. Oh, okay, Heath. Yeah, we could probably do that one night in the show. I don't mind doing that. I don't have a real good audio editor on here, but I'll get one on here. Actually, I can sign into my Adobe Audition. I just have to sign into it here at the house. Well, that's cool. I mean, if you guys really, if people want some merch, I'll go ahead and get some merch put together. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, I like pins. I got this one. I actually have worn this one 2 or 3 times on my jacket, but this one's really cool. It's a Parks on the Air pin, and it's a really nice pin. I wish it had 2 clasps on the back instead of 1, but a real thick, really nice pin that I got at the Atlanta Ham Fest when I was with Heath. And Heath, your stickers are in. They're in the center console of my car, so they'll make it back up there when I get up there. Hey, Gator, what's up? Hope the studying's going well. Pins are a good possibility. I could get something like that. I'll have to check. It'll all just depend on what's available when it gets set up. But yeah, I'm looking at doing some merch because merch is good. Anyway, let's finish. Look, I just want to scroll down and show you guys all the different pictures we've been working on. This is a good one. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yep, there's some good ones here. Even Ice Road Truckers. So anyway, oh, this is a good one here. Look at this one. That one came out really good. Ghostbusters. I did a bunch of those. Oh, look at this Galaxy Quest. Look at that. Oh, goodness. I just love these pictures. I'm sorry, but I really like this one. Oh, that's so fun. That's Tim Walls in Borg costume up there. I love it. That's us fighting back the Democrat hordes. Oh, and Jaws, another Jaws. How about The Martian? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. For those of you who weren't with us last night, we had an absolute blast making these pictures last night. It was a lot of fun. The Mod Squad. Deep Space Nine. Fighting the scourge of communism. These are all the different picture signings. And Don't Call Me Shirley. Anyway, I just thought you guys would get a kick. We'll just run through these one more time here. We're just about to the end. But these are all AI generated pictures using a new AI, and it kept putting AOC in all the pictures, which was weird. Look at that bunch. Would you trust them, any of them, to watch your kids? I think they should beam them right into space. There we go. Nothing fights communism like stealing their sub. Oh, emergency. There you go. Oh, that's when this is when we worked for the Weather Channel. Yeah, it is. It was a lot of fun making these, and this will be the last time. I just thought it'd be fun to go through them one more time, for those that missed it. And here's when they got away, and they stole this old beat up ship, and yeah, they're all pissy. And it's kind of weird that Nancy Pelosi's kind of sporting the Tina Turner look there, but this was right before we blew them out the airlock. They're not happy. Oh, wow. God, how many of these did we make? Oh, this one's funny. I love the fog. We did a lot of these signings. Not. Katrina looked at this one today and she says, you know, I kind of like when I'm holding a gun. I don't know if she said, I look good holding the gun. That's what it was. I look good holding a gun. This is when we worked at the Weather Channel. Yeah, that happened. Indiana Jones. I love how it made me Harrison Ford, and he still gave me the scar on my chin that Harrison has. Oh, God. We drove back the hordes of Democrats. Jaffa Creek. Damn those three-headed dragons, man. That's the third planet they've run into these bastards on. Okay. All right, Callie. We're just hanging out in here. I'm showing you guys some one more run of all these pictures we made over the last 3 or 4 days. And here we go. They finally said we couldn't airlock them. So we're sending them to the asylum for the criminally woke. Hillary is not happy, dude. Of course, she hasn't been happy in a long time. Oh, here we go. Starship Troopers. That's my boss at work. I literally just threw him in here. I made him the book writer. Man, I'm telling you, these Democrats are tough when they come running across the plane in a horde like that. Battlestar Galactica. Poltergeist, great movie. Oh, look at that. All right, well, there you go. That's the slideshow. I just want to do it one more time. We did it. There we go. Those are all the pictures that we did over the last, God, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And I went in and sat in Jake's office for a while, and we went through them. And I kept telling him how amazed I was at this AI. And we both kind of agree. I think one of the reasons that this AI is so good is because it's running by itself on a virtual machine somewhere, and no one else is using it but me right now, pretty much. There's about 10 of us maybe that have access to it at the very most, and most people aren't using it all the time. So it's resource open, it's available. But I think the bigger reason is because he doesn't have any restrictions on it. Other than sexual nudity, he really doesn't have any restrictions on it at all. So I think it's the restrictions that are making these AIs so shitty. Like ChatGPT has literally gone to shit in a handbasket, and it's because it can't do anything. It always is telling, oh, I can't do that, belly aching about this and that. And I say bullshit. I think that's part of the problem. I really do. I think when we put restrictions on these things, it affects the quality of the work that they do from that point on. And I think the reason that I can do so much more with this one is I think it's because of the fact that he has no restrictions on it whatsoever. Yeah. All right, so there we go. As far as VHF, I've been watching a little bit of opening in Florida, but we've been having this opening between Texas and Louisiana all the way up to Kentucky. It's been going on since yesterday. It's all out in front of this this new frontal system that's going to be coming through, and which brings me to my next point. We got a big frontal system that's going to be coming through. Texas Thursday, severe weather threat for northern Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and then going into Thursday night, Friday morning into Tennessee, and into points over on that side, and then eventually up through the Northeast. This is going to produce 3 days of some pretty shitty weather. As you guys know, we've had some fairly calm weather over the last few weeks. I keep telling you guys every night, there's just nothing going on. I've got this focused in on the only thing that's really going on, which is just some snow in the Northeast, east of the Great Lakes. And that's really all that's going on right now. There is no watches or warnings anywhere to speak of. Let's see what we got here. I think we've got some flood warnings, that's it. And we got a few special weather statements and a few flood warnings, and that's it. So there's not a whole lot going on right now. But that is all going to change tomorrow. Tomorrow we will begin to see this storm system begin to dive down in the east. Now, I don't have my notes right in front of me, but here's what it's going to pretty much look like. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. All right. This storm system is going to come diving down in the east, and it's going to do this thing that it does where it goes like this. And as it starts to move north, this area right here in the circle is going to be the area where we could see the severe weather. Now, some of the maps I've been looking at differ a little bit exactly where that demarcation line is going to be. Some of the severe weather maps are showing this area here, and then it turns into an overnight situation on Thursday night for this area here, and then by the time we get to Friday morning, it's more of this area here. So it's going to be continuing that move to the northeast as it goes. But the worst of it is going to be in this area right here, because that's kind of the focal point. So the maps I was seeing included Dallas, included Oklahoma City, right on the edge of Oklahoma City, Wichita, Topeka, and also over on this side, western Tennessee was definitely in there, and western Kentucky and Illinois also in there. So this whole area here could definitely see it, especially Mississippi and Louisiana, and parts Missouri. All those areas there. Boy, my geography is getting better. All right, so there we go. Yep, if you are in that where I just had that big circle drawn there, there's a chance of some severe weather. Are we talking spring long track tornadoes like in Kansas? No, not at all. Nope. But we are talking the possibility of F2 and F3 tornadoes touching down sporadically. We are looking at hail, straight line winds, maybe a derecho. All that's possible, but we're not. I don't think we're looking for a deadly outbreak or anything like that. You're correct, Dom. When you get warm weather out ahead, when you get tropical weather riding out ahead of an approaching frontal system, that's the energy for the bad news right there. It's all that warm tropical air. That's why when storms come across California and Nevada, and they come across into western Texas, they're generally not that strong. We don't get a lot of tornadoes out in Nevada and in California and places out there. Why is that? Why would that be? Well, they start when you get towards New Mexico and Texas. You start to see them, and then by the time you get to central Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas, that's the worst place to be in the world for tornadoes. Why is that? Well, it's because it's the tropical air that gets fetched up out of the Gulf of America that actually creates that energy that makes those deadly storms. So when Mexico is to the south, it doesn't get fed all that warm, moist air. Then by the time it gets over into Texas, it starts to draw that air in off of the Gulf of America over Brownsville and Houston, and it draws that air in. And as it comes across, drawing in more and more of that air that rides up. And remember, the air masses, one riding above the other, is what causes all this. And then when you get a very warm feed, a fetch from the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, for my international viewers, I don't care what you call it. When you get this fetch coming up from down there, that's the energy. That's the power for these big long track storms. So that's why in this storm, we're going to see the same thing. As it passes Dallas, it's going to start picking up. And as it gets right along the Mississippi River, one state on either side of the Mississippi River, that's where the danger lies for this storm. All right. And then as it moves over, it's going to move further north, and the tornado threat, of course, will go away, or will it be greatly reduced. All right, so that's what's going on. That's this big, hairy, nasty storm system. What was that? You want out, Ed? All right, well, but I want you to come say hi to everybody before. No, well, I don't care what you said. I don't care. Come here. You've come in twice now and not said hi to everybody, and it's rude as shit. Say hi, Eddie. Come here. Say hi. Let me turn on that. Oh, he's running away. Come here, Ed. Ed. Hey, what, did you suddenly remember there was food over there? He's like, oh my God, there's food over there. Acts like I starve him or something. Yep. All right, well, there you go. So we're going to watch that. Our Thursday night show is going to be heavy on weather. And probably our Friday night show possibly will be a follow-up to that. So I am expecting a lot of weather type stuff going on Thursday night and Friday night's show. Friday night show, I will be on the road. Possibly. Not sure yet. Still kind of waiting to hear what's going on. But there's a chance I'll be on the road. Why is this not coming up? All right, so yeah, I'm looking. I may. I'm not sure what I'm doing this weekend yet, but there's a possibility I'm going to be going up to the mid part of the state. If that happens, we're 2 weeks away from Winter Field Day, and I've got some antenna stuff here, and we're wanting to test some stuff out. So anyway, long story short, I may be going up. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting for confirmation on two different things. So there's a possibility Friday's show will be on the road, Saturday's show will be on location, which doesn't mean anything. I can still do the full show, even though I'm in the car. And then Sunday we'll be back here in the studio. And then over the weekend at some point I will do some kind of broadcast during the day. Last weekend I did go out and drive for a while, and I did a POTA of activation live on the air. If you guys haven't seen that, I did do a live POTA last Sunday, and it went okay. I had a high noise floor because I'm having problems with a high noise floor, and I was still able to make, I think 27 or 24 or something contacts. It was pretty good. All right, so that's what's going on with the weather, and we will discuss the weather more tomorrow night, as the storm will be getting to form up tomorrow, and we'll know a little bit more tomorrow as to what exactly is going to go on. Eddie. He's acting weird, but anyway, this is Ed Earl. For those of you who haven't seen him, this is Ed Earl. He is I call him a pet store cat. He wandered up at this house hungry, and I started feeding him, and he became my boy. And him and Mama Bleep are my number one kitties right now. They look at him. He's so good. But yeah, this is Ed Earl. I call him the reason he's called a pet store cat, and I'm gonna tell you what, this is why I call him a pet store cat. He's beautiful. He would not last one day in a pet store. If you put him in a pet store, he would be adopted right up because he is this beautiful steel gray color. Of course, he's 10 or 11 years old. He's starting to brown. Okay, there you go. I'll let you out now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You know, it's funny because cats turn gray when they get old, except gray cats turn brown. I shit you not. He's the third gray cat that I've had that got old and started turning brown. Oh, he does look like a Russian blue. He may have Russian blue in him. I don't know. Wandered up here hungry one day, started feeding him. I told Carlotta, I said, this is the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. He just wandered up here. He literally just wandered up here. And so we started feeding him, and he stayed. And he changed his physical address to here, and just recently upgraded to indoor. He got the upgrade. He still goes outside a lot, though. A lot of my cats, they all want that indoor upgrade, but I don't just, it's hard to get that. Mama Kitty got it. She got really sick, and I let her live in here while she was sick because I wanted to keep her quarantined from the other cats. And then while I was letting her stay in here, she changed her address with the post office. So this is now apartment A. This is her permanent address. Anyway. All right, everybody. Let's see what we got going on here. I need to go get a drink and rest my throat for a minute. I am going to take 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to take my 5-minute break. There's not a lot of folks in the night, and I'll probably lose half of those. But hey, you know what? I have to do what I have to do. So stay with us. If you leave, come back, because we're just going to be taking a little break. That's all we're really doing right now, is taking just a little break. So just give me a few seconds here to do that. All right, I had to move those over there. All right, and I'm going to play another song for you guys. All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. This is about 6 minutes, and I'll be right back. This song is called... oh, that's not the song I chose, though. That's the one I chose. Okay. This song is called... that's not it either. You'd think I would work at a radio station or something. I suck at it. All right, so there you go. This is... What is it doing? That's not the right song. Is it literally screwing with me? All right, it's all right. It is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna let that go. Now, I'll be back in about 5-6 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. This is Starship Adventures. My name is Ian, and we are broadcasting live tonight from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida. And we will be back for the second half of our show in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. This is Starship Adventures, the sights and sounds of Earth. We'll be right back.
there's a net of heroes standing tall. Across the Caribbean, from Miami to the north, licensed operators ready to ride forth. Scattered wide from Canada down to South America's shore. When the hurricane knocks, we open the door. 14,325 in the daylight glow. 7,268 when the night winds blow. Not in one building, we're spread far and wide. A chain of voices with nothing to hide. Hurricane watch heroes on the air tonight. Saving lives with radios shining in the fire. From the Gulf to the Atlantic, every coastal town, we relay the warnings before the storm comes down. Hurricane watch net, volunteers so true, brave hands standing ready for me and you. Hurricane watch hero, we won't let you down. Collecting real-time data from the eye of the storm. Wind speeds, rainfall, keeping people warm. Measure reports from stations in the danger zone. Straight to the forecasters so they're never alone. No. Activated at 300 miles or less. Or when the center calls, we're ready, yes. Hurricane watch heroes, voices in the gale, carrying the truth so warning never fail. Eastern Mexico to Nova Scotia shore, we bridge the distance like never
you go. And that song was written about the Hurricane Watch Net, which is a really cool thing that they do in amateur radio when there's hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin, which also includes the Gulf of America and the Caribbean Sea and the Bay of Campeche. When there is a storm in any of those areas, and it's threatening land within, I think it's when they issue a hurricane warning, they go active. And what they do is they go on 20 meters during the day and 40 meters at night. Hey, good old Boo, and hey, Seahag. I'm glad you guys all made it. Mommy, you want to go outside? You want to go out? If I catch her when she first gets in the box, she'd much rather go out and shit outside. And I'd rather her go shit outside too, so it works out great for both of us. All right, but anyway, the Hurricane Watch Net has been going on for many, many years, and it basically is done by amateur radio operators. And what they do is they set up a schedule, and they go on and they activate basically on a certain frequency when these watches or warnings go up. And it's cool because what ends up happening is it's more so for the islands than it is for the mainland, but they do it for everybody. When you're on a small island out there, HF radio may be your only means of communication to the outside world, and people do check in on this net that are out on these islands, so it is important. It's 14.325 during the day, and then they also have a 7 megahertz frequency on 40 meters in case the 20 meter band closes up at night, and they do monitor that, and they answer you. They'll get you help. You can check in. You can give conditions. They ask if you're outside the area that you limit your communication on the frequency, but they're not pricks about it like they are some other places. But it goes very well. I listen to it. I carry it. I actually broadcast it if I can. Oh boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one because it depends. If I'm within 100 miles of a Coast Guard station, I probably would want the Marine 16 channel because it's the only channel you can actually call every time and get help on. However, if I'm out on a barrier island, if I'm out on a let's say out on an island out in the ocean or out in the Caribbean somewhere, HF. I would want HF because then I'm not limited to 100 or 200 mile range of VHF. VHF is so limited. Anything over, even if you're up 30 or 40 feet, anything out past 30 miles is over the horizon. So it's really limited. That's why I said if I was near a Coast Guard station, I probably would want Marine 16, only because I know I could get help on that channel. However, if I'm more than 100 miles from any U.S. Coast Guard station or installation, then I probably would want HF, because that way I would be able to, and if I had to have one frequency, it'd be 14.325 because I know these guys are listening when I need them. Yeah, so there we go. So that's called the Hurricane Watch Net, and you can read more about who they are on their website, which I'll always, as always, put in the chat room for you guys. There it is. That'll bring you right to their About Us page, and it talks all about how they started. They started back, it says, in 1965, a time in which hurricane forecasting was still in its infancy. Hurricane Betsy came roaring across the Bahamas, and the Florida Keys, and then hammered southeast Louisiana on Labor Day weekend. Betsy was the first hurricane to make landfall in the United States, resulting in over $1 billion in damage. The storm became known as Billion Dollar Betsy. Jerry Murphy, Kilo 8 Yankee Uniform Whiskey. While stationed at the U.S. Naval Mobile Construction Battalion Center in Davidsville, Rhode Island, handled countless phone patches and messages to and from military deployed personnel as a member of the Intercontinental Amateur Radio Net, the IARN, and that was on 14320. As Hurricane Betsy was moving through the Bahamas, Jerry, along with Marcy Rice, KZ5MM, located the Central Zone, Panama, and helped relay weather information between those South Florida and Bahamian stations. There was also so much interest in what the storm was doing, and it created a major disruption in the iron activities. Jerry suggested to the net manager we move those interested to the storm up 5 megahertz to get them off the net. The net manager agreed, and Mercy followed Jerry, and together they established the first Hurricane Watch Net on 14.325. In a letter dated March 1999 from Jerry Murphy, he recalls the following. We received the latest advisories and bulletins from various Florida hams. One of them worked the city of Miami. Sometime later, maybe a year or two later, Ellie Horner, K4RHL, subscribed to the teletype network and had an Aridi system installed in her home. That kept us better informed to the storms in the future. 15 years later, in 1980, the National Hurricane Center saw its first amateur radio station installation using the call sign Whiskey 4 Echo Hotel Whiskey, when that station, now operating as Whiskey X-Ray 4 November Hotel Charlie, that's WX for weather, 4 because we're in the 4 zone here, and NHC, National Hurricane Center, as of 2004. Open for business at the NHC, it became a lot easier for the Hurricane WatchNet member stations to provide real-time information to those in areas affected by tropical storms. Ground truth observations were gained and relayed to the NHC forecasters in a much timelier manner. The Hurricane WatchNet is a group of licensed amateur radio operators trained and organized to provide essential communication support to the National Hurricane Center during times of hurricane emergencies. We're not housed in a single location, as some of our followers believe, but strategically dispersed across North America, throughout the Caribbean Sea, Central America, and the northern coast of South Africa, so that we can provide a continuous path of communication from storm-affected areas to the forecasters in the National Hurricane Center in Miami, and when needed, the forecasters in the Canadian Hurricane Center in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. The primary mission of the Hurricane WatchNet is to disseminate tropical cyclone advisory information to island communities of the Caribbean, Central America, along with Atlantic seaboard and U.S., and throughout the Gulf of America coastal areas. We also collect observed and measured weather data from amateur radio operators in a storm-affected area, as well as any post-storm damage reports are conveyed along as well. In addition, we provide the same service for the Canadian Hurricane Center whenever hurricanes threaten Canada. And believe it or not, they do every now and then. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's the Hurricane WatchNet. And so what I'm going to do, with this is this coming year, just like this last year, I will broadcast the Hurricane WatchNet live. I will actually go and find a really good SDR that's hearing everything really well, and I will do it. Also, even with my high noise floor, if the storm's hitting somewhere within 200 or 300 miles of me here, especially at night, I like to put mine on here and listen as well, just in case I can hear something faint in the night. You know, the Hurricane WatchNet is all about everybody listening. You're allowed to relay. Like if I'm sitting here and I hear somebody calling and they hear them but they can't get the signal or they can't hear them at all, I can relay for them. Any ham can do a relay. And that's what makes the Hurricane Watch Net even more special, is you've got hams like me just sitting here waiting to help if I'm needed. And of course, we're even going to be broadcasting it over the internet, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, that is the Hurricane Watch Net. I hope you guys find this stuff interesting. I think most of you probably already knew about this, but there you go. All right. Let's move on. What's next, guys? What would you like me to go over? There's not been a lot of seismic activity. There was a little bit east of, out in the Pacific on the rim there, east of Australia. We had one there, a 4.6, a 4.8. And then a 4.6 up there again on that Russian peninsula. Other than that, not really a lot. So there's kind of quiet for seismic activity right now. No major eruptions going on that I am aware of. You guys got the Hurricane Watch Net link. I think I sent that up there. Yes. And we're still watching the VHF propagation map. And Florida is still yellow, meaning that there is some tropo, but not a lot. Texas, a lot of it coming out of San Antonio right now. North and south out of San Antonio. It looks like a bow tie. And kind of see it over my head there, right there. It's kind of a bow tie or a pair of shades. So there is some tropo out there, guys, for VHF. I just so everybody knows, in case you're within 500 miles of here or whatever, I've got my 2 meter all mode 2 meter all mode hooked. My voice is going, guys. I'm sorry. 2 meter all mode set to upper sideband, and I've got it set to 144 200. 144 200. That's the simplex calling frequency for sideband on VHF. And then the one next to it here, this is my 75 watt ICOM, and I've got it set to the FM 2 meter call channel, which is 146 520. So the 146 520 on FM is at 40 feet on a Comet GP9, and the all mode on sideband is on a horizontally polarized 5-element Yagi shooting northwest towards Tampa. Because right beyond Tampa is the Panhandle and Tallahassee, and then beyond that is the whole Northeast. So that's why I've got it shooting that way. I can't go up there and change it real easily. It's kind of fixed. But those are my two radios I got up right now. And that antenna is at about 30 feet, 32 feet. And then the Comet GP9, the top of that is at about 43 feet, 44 feet, something like that. So I do get out pretty good with them. Remember, Florida is very flat. So all you're dealing with really is the horizon. I just looked at the seismic thing, and let me refresh, and maybe I missed. Holy shit. Yes, I did miss one. Apparently the page did not refresh the first time. Yes, we've got a huge one here, a 6.4 in Santiago, Philippines. 6.4 Santiago, Philippines. It's right on the coast. Let me see if we've got any tsunami warnings. Showing is live, but it's not live. Okay. they're slow to get things up over there. There's really not much being posted yet. All right, let me see what else I can come up with. Nothing up yet, but I will watch for it. This must have just happened too. Let's see what it says. (0302) Zulu. Yes, this did just, it literally just happened. This literally happened between the time I pulled that screen up earlier and the time that I pulled it up again. This just happened. 6.4 miles east of Santiago, Philippines. A 6.4 quake, and this is right on the coastline here. Let me get this up for you guys. There it is right there, so you guys can see it. There you go. That's where it's at, right there. If you guys would like to put this on your button bar, there's the actual map I'm using. I have actually 2 Ringo Rangers. I've got a broken one I've been working on that Ian broke, the hurricane. And it's up at the cabin because I work on little projects up there, and I brought that up there as a project. I have another Ringo Ranger out front here that survived Hurricane Ian up. It's in a little, it's not in perfect shape, but it's in pretty good shape. And it was working until the wire finally gave out on the way out there. So that one still works. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may leave it up there and just run a new piece of wire out there. So I've had good luck with Ringo Rangers. Here's the thing. If it's a Ringo, from what I understand, the Ranger means it's got the grounding plane on the bottom. Ringos don't work well without a good ground. And so if you've just got the top part of the antenna and you don't have any grounding at the bottom, you can look up how to make your own Ringo Ranger grounding deal. And I suggest you do it. It doubles the performance, I'm telling you. I had one with the ground and one without, and the one with the ground performed twice as well. So, and the ground was nothing but a ring that was 3 feet down on the pole, below the antenna, something like about 3 feet down, and it had a ring, and it had coat hangers sticking out, literal coat hangers, and it worked really well. That's the one that's still up out there, and it's still up out there. It survived 3 hurricanes. It's been up for 3 hurricanes, and it was my go-to antenna during the hurricane, because it's the only one I left up. The other one I took down and laid it over here on the side, and it got damaged. The one I took down got damaged. The one I left up didn't. That's the kind of luck I get. But I wanted to leave one up because I wanted to get a hold of Aries and everything. Of course, there was nobody. All the ham radio people fled the area, so there was nobody left on amateur radio. I called out and called out. There was nobody. Yeah, I don't know if you can still get the Ringo Ranger or not. But I definitely do like that one. It's a good one. All right, and I've been looking here to see there's just no new video being posted or anything on all that. All right, the only other thing, there's no flares today. We got all kinds of sunspots on the sun right now, all kinds of sunspots, but there's really no flares. It's kind of quiet right now. They all have stable magnetic fields, and so there's a very, very low chance in the next 24 hours. So Mars and Venus passing right behind the sun right now. So it's kind of hard to see those, but they're there. All right. It's interesting because one planet's moving one way and one's moving the other, and they both traverse the other side of the solar system behind the sun at the same time, going opposite directions. Really cool. Both Mars and Venus are on the far side of the sun. Astronomers call this kind of an alignment a super-solar conjunction. Simultaneous super conjunctions of these two planets happen about once every 6 years. So it's rare, but not really rare. I love listening to people beat their own shit up and down the road. I want to see if I can pull up something real quick. This is a little bit on the fly. First hour, there it is.
With cloudy or blurry vision, halos, or even faded colors, it could be cataracts. And France
Why
Eye
is
Care
that?
has your solution. Voted best something here. Today is January 6th.
I want to play you guys. We had another funny-ish moment on the show today where I just came up with something really funny. It was great. I want to try to play this like 3 minutes for you guys. I think you'll find it funny. This is from The Drive with Trey Radel. Some days I'm just on it, and today I was on it. It was pretty fun. Let's see here. Alright. It's going to take me a minute to figure out where I want to start this.
I don't know if you know. 5 years ago, on this very day, something horrible happened. Today is January 6th, 2026. And on this day, Donald Trump incited violence. With these very words, he sparked people to violence.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
How dare he peacefully and patriotically?
We're making fun of the fact that the Democrats said that thing you just heard, that piece, that clip, was what incited the insurrection of the United States, which is such a joke. You have to show up with guns if you're going to have an insurrection. It's pretty ignorant. And so that's what he's talking about here. But then AOC has to get in the mix. She has to run her flapper.
Clearly, that's just a dog whistle for the white supremacist Nazi dudes to just go and obviously commit acts of violence.
That's clearly a call to arms.
Yes, peacefully, patriotically. What's he gonna do next? Wave the American flag? We know that's
Oh, that'd be provocative.
symbol of white supremacy and Nazis. How dare him? Because we know. We know exactly. Dog, it's a dog whistle. I love that from the left, by the way.
Dog
Everything's
whistle.
a dog whistle.
They give us these fun little terms.
Totally. And it just because that means it can apply to anything. Like literally, peacefully, patriotically. We know what that means. Dog whistle for your white supremacists to go commit violent acts. That's what that is. Do you remember when Donald Trump was like on a stage and it was the that's who we're dealing with today. And if you don't think that if I'm just being provocative, I'm out of pocket for this, listen to what AOC thought was going to happen.
I didn't think that I was just going to be killed. I thought other things were going to happen to me as well.
So what sounds like what you're telling me right now is that you didn't only think that you were going to die, you thought you were going to be raped.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I was.
Why's that come to her head? In some ways, it's kind of cocky. Like, hey, I'm AOC.
Yeah, I doubt Nancy's worried about that.
No, she didn't bring that up, Ian. That is correct. In all of the interviews that I've watched post January 6th, that is not something that Nancy Pelosi was concerned about. So AOC, that was her from a CNN interview. For the record,
So in other words, AOC said she was not only worried about being killed, but she was worried about being raped during the insurrection on January 6th. And I said she was worried about being raped. I said definitely something Nancy Pelosi wasn't worried about. He started laughing. Oh, it was funny. It was just one of those moments I wanted you guys to hear. But yeah, Nancy, I mean, what is with these people, AOC? And then you know what the kicker is? AOC says that in several interviews, and then we find out later she wasn't in the Capitol building. She was in the office building 9 blocks away. It's a 15-minute walk. Yeah, she wasn't there. She was at the one of the House office buildings, off campus, as they call it. And, yeah, so she was worried about being raped in a building that was blocks away. She probably didn't even know it was going on till it was over with. Yeah, it is. And then the other clip we had there was another one of them. Just saying the most absurd, absolutely the most absurd things you can imagine. The only person that was hurt or killed was shot by a police officer, by a bodyguard or something. And that person that was shot was unarmed. So that's the only death that happened. There was no major injuries. The people that showed up did not have arms. Nobody that they arrested had guns or weapons. They were let in. There was only a few broken pieces of glass during the entire incident because the people were let in. And there was only 2 spots where people came in, and when they were asked to leave, they left, and the arrests were made later. It was certainly not an insurrection. It was hardly a burglary. It was more like a trespassing, okay? It was kind of one of those things. Yeah, she lied. She was deathly afraid of being raped. You know, and like I said on the show, I'm sure that all those guys down there that were holding that peaceful rally down there, I'm sure that they were all thinking to themselves, yeah, if I can find that AOC, I'm gonna peel me off a piece of that. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's just dumb. It was like she wants to be the victim of something that it may have happened, but didn't. My God. She wants to be a potential victim, I guess. I was a potential victim. Yeah, it's like Tim Walz came out yesterday. Tampon Tim, Jazz Hands, came out yesterday and immediately started blaming everybody. Started just blaming everybody. And ended up, I think before it was over, he literally ended up blaming both sides. He ended up blaming Nick Shirley He ended up, I mean, he blamed everybody. And, yeah, here, I actually have a picture of it. Here's what it looked like. But anyway, Jazz Hands showed up. Everybody was depressed, okay? And it was terrible. But no, he came out and spoke yesterday. Jazz Hands came out and spoke yesterday, and he said that he's being attacked by journalists that aren't journalists on YouTube, and he's being attacked by the left, and he's being attacked by the right, and all this stuff. And then he says, now I have to step down. I can't run for a third term as governor. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't think anybody wants you to run a third term as governor. I think you've done enough damage in 2 terms. As a matter of fact, I think your state needs to seriously consider term limits. But anyway, so that's what happened. He's no longer now running. He's not stepping down. This was the misnomer. He's not stepping down. He just is not running for re-election. So in other words, we've still got this pompous prick, Jazz Hands, for another year, unless he gets arrested, which could happen. Who knows? So anyway, that's what's going on with that. They've sent 2,000 FBI agents. Now, you talk about crawling up somebody's ass. That's crawling up an ass right there. 2,000 FBI agents? Oh, my God. I wouldn't fart in that state right now. Newscomb. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the next big state to find all this fraud is there. Because I would really like to wash Gavin Newsom out. I'd like to just wash him out of contention for the next race. I don't feel like looking at him or his hair for the next 4 years. I mean, this pretty much did in Tampon Tim. I mean, he may not even finish out his term at this point. Either A, because he is arrested, charged, or otherwise indicted, or B, he just steps down because he's done. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, when you sell your soul, you don't really care about your body. I agree with that. He identified as a victim in the speech. That was the bottom line. I didn't quite get to the end of the sentence there. That was the bottom line. He identified as a victim in the speech. He says, yeah, he says, I'm being attacked by this, I'm being attacked by that, being attacked by the people on the left, being attacked by the people on the right, being attacked by the people on YouTube, being attacked. And I'm like, nobody's attacking you, jerk. We figured out what was going on and we're pissed. That's not attacking you. I don't know what universe you're on that is attacking you. We're not attacking you. You're a politician. You effed up. You're going to find out. That's the way it works now in today's world. It's FAFO. Welcome to FAFO, Jazz Hands, because it's going to get fun from here on. I hope they serve search warrants on his office. Yeah, Gavin Newsom, he may not even need a vice president. His hair would qualify as a vice. Yeah. Oh my. Yep. Yep, so there you go. Yeah, so he literally came out and played the victim. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that he's actually going to play the victim right now. Yep, yeah. All right, so what else is going on? Today is technically the first day of Mardi Gras, although it's weird, it's confusing what it says here. But anyway, it culminates all the way up till February 17th. And it slowly starts to ramp up. But we are starting the Mardi Gras season, apparently, anyway. And that is going on. The season known as Carnival, which in the French Quarter for Fat Tuesday, begins on the 12th night of January 6th. That doesn't make sense either, but it starts on January 6th and extends until midnight before Ash Wednesday. So there you go. It's something I never want. I know a lot of people that just want to go to Mardi Gras so bad, and I've never seen the appeal. I would much rather go to Fantasy Fest. I would much rather go to Fantasy Fest down in the Keys. It looks like so much more fun. Mardi Gras just, I don't know. It's just garbage, wasteful bunch of crap. I don't know. I just, it seems much more interesting crowd down there for Fantasy Fest. So, and we will cover both. We will cover Mardi Gras as it's going on. When it gets busy, we'll put up Mardi Gras screens so you guys can see what's going on down there in the evenings, especially on the weekends. And of course, Fantasy Fest, we cover that every year. That's in October, the last week in October. Okay. All right, guys, it's been on for an hour and 48 minutes. I've got about 12 minutes left here, and I'm going to go ahead and bow out. If you guys could let me know whatever it is that you have there that you want to discuss. All right, yeah, I don't see that picture. Anyway, whatever. All right, so, all right. Anything else you guys have there? Let me take a quick peek back at the news real quick. Make sure there's nothing going on. So Cracker Barrel, again, another mess involving Cracker Barrel. They've been slowly, they can't help themselves. These people can't help themselves. So, okay, they got caught changing the restaurants. Everybody got pissed. They had to put a few of them back the way they were. And it's been a big stink. Herschel's back on the sign, the whole bit. Well, now, over the last year, they still have cut a number of menu items. I know I've ate in there 4 times in the last 6 months, and all 4 times I had to ask for my cornbread after my meal comes. They don't bring you cornbread anymore unless you ask for it. It's ridiculous. And the food's still good. It's still pricey. It's still noisy in there, but it's my Cracker Barrel, and I like it. But now they kept taking these dishes away, and it pissed everybody off. So Cracker Barrel is now putting the old back in the old country store with the return of 2 classic menu items. The Tennessee-based restaurant chain revealed Tuesday that its hamburger steak plus its eggs in a basket, both comfort food staples, are returning by popular demand. Why would they take those away? Those have been part of that restaurant for a long time. Now, I don't eat those 2 things, but that's people do. And here's the thing. Why would they take that away? Because they got to change something. People in this world, when they get hired to be the CEO or they get hired to be the new whatever, marketing person or whatever, they have to change something, because to not change something would be to not be doing your job. And so they feel like, oh my God, I've got to change something. And you know what? Sometimes the answer is Don't change a thing. Just do what you're doing and do it better than you're doing it now. Take the money you were going to spend to refurbish stores and make your food better. Hang acoustical tiles. Make your restaurants a little quieter inside. There's some things you could do in your restaurants to make them a lot better without losing any of that nostalgia that people like. Why would they take away these dishes? It just doesn't make any sense. Bringing back the hamburger, steak, and eggs in a basket was an easy choice. Not only are they timeless favorites, but deep roots. They have deep roots on the menu. And eggs in a basket is a nostalgic breakfast favorite featuring 2 slices of golden grilled sourdough bread with an egg nestled in the center, served with bacon. Both dishes are featured as part of Cracker Barrel's Meals for Two value meal, available Monday through Friday. My mom used to do this. You just cut the center out of the bread, right? And you fry the egg inside the piece of bread, flipping it over, making it to where the egg is the middle of the bread, and then the crust and the outside kind of hold it in. And then the middle piece, you just toast it too, and you eat it too. But I don't know, it was kind of a cool thing, because even though you cut the middle out, you still eat the middles. I used to put a little butter and garlic on them and make them. But yeah, my mom used to make this at the house. This is no big deal. And their fried apples are amazing. I love their fried apples. But anyway, yep, so they're starting to slowly get everything put back the way it needs to be. What? I hate this clickbait. Here's how the cast of Gilligan's Island looks in 2026. They're all dead except one. That is not what they look like in 2026. I can tell you right now, that's not what they look like. And also, in this AI generated picture, it shows Gilligan taller than all the other cast members. It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, Gilligan was 6 inches taller than the professor. Give me a break. I hate clickbait, man. I think they're all dead but the chick that played Ginger Grant. I hate clickbait shit like that. And all these shorts of all the dead people now. Doo-doo-doo, they're going back in their coffin. Doo-doo-doo, they're going back in their coffin. Doo-doo-doo, they're going back in their coffin. I've watched all of my friends from TV from all over the years die and fall back into a coffin 50 times now. The cast of Gilligan's Island, the cast of Star Trek, the cast of Battlestar Galactica, the cast, and I'm like, this is crazy. How many? And it's always that same song, and I don't even know what this song. It's like, do you remember when we were young? Something like that. You know, it's like you hear it all the time, and you never hear more than like 1 minute of it, so you don't even know what the whole song sounds like. But those are driving me nuts. I'm getting to the point where I just flip through them. I don't want to see them anymore. At first, I was watching them. It was kind of neat, but now it's like, oh, and the one puts their hand on the shoulder, and it's them older. And then it goes to the next guy, and he puts his hand on the older person, and it goes around, and you get to see the whole cast. Those were cool at first, too, but they're getting old, man. You know, once they figure out they can do something with AI, all of a sudden, everything gets flooded with it. So there you go. What wasn't broke was the menu at Cracker Barrel. They should have left it alone, just like they should have left the damn restaurants alone. But they've announced they're putting 2 more things back on the menu that they've recently taken off. Yes, Cracker Barrel wasn't broke. Dom, you know what the problem with Cracker Barrel is? I'm going to tell you. They have some issues in that restaurant that needs to be addressed, okay? Personally, I think they could do a little better on the price. But let's leave that on the side. They need to acoustically fix those restaurants. They're too noisy. Okay, the nostalgia is great. We like that. But the restaurants are loud. They're just way too loud when people are in there eating. The stores in the front are great, but they've got them overpiled. My God, I could not get my mother through there in a wheelchair. Are you kidding me? I couldn't even get her hardly to where we got to go eat. The store's like almost like a fire hazard in there. There's way too much shit in there. But I like the idea. I like the concept. Lots of road games and books for kids and stuff to help your kids make it on that long trip. And I kind of like that. For down here, it's no big deal. We're only 2 or 3 hours from the end of the road here. But in the middle of the country, you're going across the whole country. You stop in there. They got games that kids can play. They got checkers and different things that kids can do in the back seat to keep them busy. I like that they got different kinds of exotic candy that you don't see in the convenience stores and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things. I love Cracker Barrel. I've always loved it. My mom loves it. My grandma loved it. I mean, it's a neat place, and I'm glad we were able to keep as much of it as we could. They are suffering from declining numbers over the last 10 years. That's why they hired this woman that ended up going in there. She hired the DEI guy from Disney, and next thing you know, we've got this train wreck coming down the tracks. But right now, all that apparently, it's all slowly being reversed back out. The 2 restaurants they actually finished are being redone back the way they were before. I can't wait. When I went in there was no little games on the table. So I'm wondering if because they made new ones. See, the old ones were like, if you don't get it within so many pins, you're not very bright or something. And they made those woke. They took that out and they made it to where you win no matter what you do. And it pissed a lot of people off. So now the game has disappeared altogether. So I'm wondering now, because they were letting people keep the old ones because they were getting new ones in. And now the new ones I don't think they're putting out. So now there's no games at all. Not a big deal. It's just that little triangle game, that they put at all the Cracker Barrels. So when you go to Cracker Barrel, look on the back of that little thing if you see it, and see if it's the woke one or if it's the old one. Oh, there's our governor. I wonder what he's up to. He don't put up with no bullshit. That's why I like him. He's a lot like Trump. Even though him and Trump don't necessarily see eye to eye on that much. Well, they see eye to eye on quite a bit, actually. But there's those things that they don't really see eye to eye on. But here's the thing. They're both very similar. They both have the balls to get it done. That's what it's all about. All right, guys, last call for the chat room. I've been on 2 hours now. I'm getting ready to sign off. Last call for the chat room. My broadcast itinerary, I don't know. I'll be on every night at 9 o'clock. That's all I know. I'll be on each night at 9 o'clock. Nico wafers. No, I don't believe I have. I don't really know exactly what they are, so chances are probably not. But here, let me stick it in here and see what it looks like. Interesting. No, I have not. They look like they're like handmade. Nico. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Something like that. It's the original candy wafer. You know, I don't even know that I've ever seen these anywhere. I probably have. I don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Nico or Neko? It's one E, so you would think it's Neko. Interesting. I've never tried them, I don't think, no. Really? They go back that far? Yes, Trump is trolling, dude. He's trolling them when he says, "Oh, we're gonna get Greenland, and we're keeping military action on the table." He's not going to invade Greenland. He's literally trolling them. Okay. The Venezuela thing's one thing. Biden even had plans to go get him. I mean, this was something that was being considered over the last several administrations. But Greenland, no, we're not. We don't conquer places. I mean, we're not conquering Venezuela. We're going to give it back. People around the world are ecstatic about what we did. They love it. Except our Democrats here. They don't realize that there was actually a plan under Biden to go get him. There was warrants out for him, for Nicolas Maduro. There was all kinds of arrest warrants and things. There was a bounty of millions of dollars, $100 million or some shit on his head. All under Biden. This is under Biden. So that's why when they're all like, we need to save this guy, it's like, had Biden went over and got him, all the libs would have been perfectly fine. They'd have been perfectly fine with it. Oh yeah, you know, we had to do it. We had to do it. But because Trump did it, bad orange man, just because bad orange man did it, done. Yeah, I've never had those candies. I don't know. I don't know that I may have seen them. I've been to a lot of places that have like specialty candy, different places where you find exotic stuff, and I'm sure I've seen them over the years, but I didn't know what they were. Yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting though. Let's see here. All right. Oh my God, I've had it. I'm going right to bed. I'm not even. Normally, I sit and take in about 30 minutes of TV and then I go to bed. I probably won't even turn the TV on tonight. I'm just gonna lay down and go to bed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm cooked. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. All right. All right, guys, if there's nothing else, I am going to let you go for tonight. It has been my pleasure to broadcast to you guys tonight, and I hope that you have enjoyed the show. And I'm gonna send you off tonight with a song that I did here that is all about Analog Forever. This is another rendition, different than the one I played the other night. All right, and here we go. Everybody, my name is Ian. This has been the Sights and Sounds of Earth right here on Starship Adventures. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. My name's Ian, live from Southwest Florida. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on YouTube, the largest broadcast platform in the world, right here on Starship Adventures. Good night, everybody. 7 threes. 7 threes, everybody. We'll see you later.
hurricane knocks me, open the door. 14325 and the daylight glows. 7268 when the night winds blow. Not in one building, we're spread far and wide. Time to hit a fullest six string. Acoustic guitar play. Simpler rigs in the shack, no fancy screens. Twist a knob, hit the mic, live your dreams. Cheaper to buy, easy to fix at home. Build your own circuits, never alone. Every radio talks to the next in line. Universal language, timeless design, analog forever. Crank it up high, more repeaters waiting under the sky. No proprietary chains holding you down, free as the ether all over town. Analog forever in emergency night, when the power is low, we still get it right. Hear that graceful fade, not a sudden drop dead. Analog breeze, digital's just code in your head. Homebrew antennas, soldering late. Classic nets call, never too late. The hobby's roots in the glow of the tune. Hands-on tradition, we never will lose. When the grid goes dark and the world feels the strain, analog whispers, we're talking again. Analog forever, let the signal soar. Additional hell, like the days of yore. Warmer and truer, no artifacts here. Rock and roll radio, crystal clear. Analog forever, we're keeping it real. Turn up the volume, keep the flame burning. 73 over.
All right, guys, everybody have a good night out there. 7-3s. We'll see you tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Good night, everybody.